So we are on properties of kites. So the kite's properties that are really important are two pairs of consecutive congruent sides. So what it talks about is AB here and AD are the same, and BC and DC. Two pairs of opposite angles. So ABC is congruent to ADC, and the diagonals are perpendicular to each other. So that's going to help us with possibly the Pythagorean of us doing it. Okay. So in each quadrilateral below, it's a kite. So we're going to find the missing angles for number 1. So if you remember back to the very first lesson of this unit, we found the interior sum of a quadrilateral. And if you remember, the interior sum of a quadrilateral is 360. So the interior sum of a kite is going to be 360 degrees. So if we take 360 and subtract 85 and 43, that means we have angles that are left over, measurements that need to add together to be 232. Okay? Now the property of kite says that these two angles are equal to each other. So if we divide 232 by 2, we're going to get each individual angle to be 116 degrees. Okay. For number 2, oh crap, I'm sorry. Darn it. Holy cow, wow. It's crazy today. These two, I'm going to lose my cool. All right.
Wait, so how'd you get even 232? I'm still confused.
So I did 360 minus 85 minus 43.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
So for number 2, these angles here, which I maximized it so much that my pen size is now off. So these two angles here are the same. So again, our interior sum of a kite is 360. So we subtract 82, which is angle L, 71, and 82 again because those two angles are the same. So angle K is 125 degrees. Do you have any questions? Okay. Now we're on other angles here. So PTQ is talking about this angle here. Diagonals are perpendicular, so that is 90 degrees. PQT, so we're talking about this angle. If you see here, we have this triangle, this red triangle that I'm drawing. So this triangle is interior sum is 180. So 180 minus 90 minus 37 gets us that angle of 53 degrees. And lastly, QRT is this angle here. We're going to use the fact that these angles here are the same. So then therefore that angle is going to be 37 because it's going to be the same part as the other one. Does that make sense? Okay. Next we have GDE. So this whole angle. Were we given any other information? So we may not be able to find that one first exactly because we don't know any other information, but we can find GEH, I think. Yes, we can. We can find DEH because this angle is going to be the same one as this one, and we can find it because we have that little triangle here. So we would do 180 minus 90, minus 59. So this angle here is 31 degrees. And then what we would do is DGH, we just found it was 31 degrees. They're the same. So if you use the fact that this is 31 and this is 31, that means this angle is going to be 180 minus 90 minus 31, which is 59. And then if we're finding GDE, we have to do 59 plus 59, which is 118. Okay. Number 5, we're going to fill in all... Yep.
So, angle D, isn't it bisected, or is it not split in half?
We'll see if that's true for like 5 and 6. Like, I can't say definitely it's always going to be true, but like for this problem, it was true. So we're going to check to see if it is valid for 5 and 6, and see if we can conclude that those angles are bisected.
Okay.
Okay. So we can find angle 1 because diagonals are perpendicular. So 180 minus 90 minus 65. Angle 1 is 25. We know angle 3, which is 90. And we know angle 4 is going to be 65 because of these two angles being the same. So then that's automatically going to conclude that 2 is the same as angle 1, which is 25, because, like we said, Morgan, those are going to bisect those. So do you see how that falls? That, let me get a different color. That this angle here and this angle here is the same. And since these angles, that's automatically going to conclude that these angles are going to be equal. Therefore, that angle is bisected. Agreed? So we know angle 7 is 52. And we can find angle 6 because 180 minus 90 minus 52 is going to get us 38, which then that's the same thing as 5. Sound good? So for number 6, angle 1 is going to be 46. Angle 5 is going to be 73. We can find angle 3 by doing 180 minus 90 minus 46, which is 44. So that means 2 is also 44. Angle 4 is 90. And then we can find angle 6 by doing 180 minus 90 minus 43, minus 73 here to get 16 to be 17 degrees. And 7 is also going to be 17 degrees. Questions? So down here we have to deal with sides. So WX is 14, WR is 8, and we need to figure out what RZ is. So if we use the fact that these two sides are congruent to each other, because that's the property of a kite, we could then use this right angle here, this right triangle, to find what RZ is. So 14 squared is equal to 8 squared plus x squared. So 132 is equal to x squared. And x is equal to 11.5. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. So AC here is 38 and ED is 41. So we need to find what CD is. It is the fact that 38 can be broken up into 19 and 19. So now we have this right angle for this right triangle that we could do x squared is equal to 41 squared plus 19 squared. So x squared is equal to 2042. X is equal to 45.2. Questions? Now we just gotta find the other page. No idea where it went. So, hold on, let me add it. Okay, there they are. All right, so let's do a couple of these problems. I'm gonna skip around just until I'm finished recording this video, and then once it stops, then I'll continue on. So RS is 10. Oh my gosh. RS is 10 and RU is 9. We need to find what QS is. So to first find that, we need to find what am I trying to do? Lost my train of thought. Oh, RU. I put it for UT. That's why. I was like, what? That doesn't look right. So here we have this right triangle. We're going to find what US is and then multiply it by 2. So 10 squared is equal to 9 squared plus x squared. So we have 19 is equal to x squared. Take the square root of 19. We get x is 4.4. So then we just take 4.4 and multiply it by 2. So QS is equal to 8.8. Okay. So it's just finding where you can find that right triangle. I'm going to do number 11. If we remember the properties of trapezoids, these two angles are equal to each other. So 13x minus 32 is equal to 7x plus 22. You get 6x is equal to 54 and x is equal to 9. For number 13, we use the fact that a quadrilateral is 360. So we do 360 minus 109 minus 109. That means these two angles left over need to equal 142. So we're going to add them together. And solve for x.